Today, guys, we have Ms. Taylor Bourne and Anita. I can't remember Anita's last name.
Shaw.
Shaw. Okay. Uh, Anita's the national sales manager, and Taylor is the education director. So we got all the heavy hitters, and actually, the guy who runs the show is on this call, but he will not show his face or will he talk for some reason. But he's listening just to make sure they don't screw up.
Yeah, he's going to monitor our job.
Or I don't say something stupid and we get cut off. So take it away, guys.
Okay, thanks, Pete. Appreciate it. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We're very excited to launch to you Halo Pro tape extensions and add this to your book of things that you can offer your salon. So we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to go over today, what you can expect from this, this webinar. So we're going to talk about tape-in hair extensions. There might be different levels of experience with them, either sewing them, wearing them, maybe you're a stylist, you've installed them. So we're just going to talk generally about what are tape hair extensions. We're going to talk about how to sell the service from your standpoint and also from your stylist standpoint. Taylor's going to go over installation, removal, maintenance, potential profit, and then we're going to show you some transformations. We're going to then talk about some promotion and education opportunities and the tools available to you. Our goal here is not to make you a certified stylist, obviously, but we want to make sure that you understand the language of hair extensions so you can have a good conversation with stylists of different expertise in it, as well as just knowing the language. There are a few words and things that are a little bit unique to the world of hair extensions. So first I want to talk a little bit about the business. And if you're not aware, it is right now about a $2 billion business in the United States. And in the next few years, it's expected to reach $5 billion. So that's inclusive of anything that you would consider a hair extension, whether it's permanent, and by permanent, we refer to things like tape extensions, or temporary, meaning crowns or clip-ins, things like that. The demand is really gone past people that are celebrities or people that just want long hair. The demand is now for solutions to thinning hair, bad haircut fixes, quick color changes, all that kind of stuff. So it's really gotten past the point of people just wanting long hair. And the good thing is that you now have a service that you can offer your salons. If your salons aren't doing hair extensions, they're actually just giving their money to someone else. And they run the risk, if they send their client, their good color client, to the salon down the street because they don't do hair extensions, they run the risk of that person seeing someone else in that salon doing a great color or a great cut and then losing that client to more than just hair extensions. So hopefully, you know, you guys can share with them the profit potential, the ease. Tape extensions are the easiest to learn, the quickest and easiest to install, the most universal, and the most comfortable of any extension on the market today. Excuse me. So tape extensions also have the largest average ticket in a salon, even beyond the blowout treatments that we're doing. And when Taylor goes into pricing, you'll see just how quickly those dollars add up with no investment on the stylist. It's the fastest growing that I discussed. The profit margin compared to a color service is astronomical, actually, in the time and the products needed. It can give your client solutions to hair needs. It creates instant client loyalty because they have to come back in 4 to 8 weeks for the bump up service. So it's a continual client for you. And it increases your marketability. Like I talked about, if they're not offering extensions, then they're gonna find a salon that does. So it's a great thing for you to have in your bag. So what's different about Halo Pro? Well, Halo Pro tape extensions are 100% Remy human hair. And I'll explain to you what Remy human hair is. What Remy means is all the cuticle going in the same direction. So I want you to have a visual that you've got all of someone's hair in a ponytail, and then you have your hand or your rubber band around it, and then you cut the ponytail or braid off. So we never lose sight of the point of contact where the hair came from the head. So all the cuticle will remain in the same direction, and we're not picking anything up if it fell on the floor. The reason that this is important is a couple of things. One, if the cuticles are going in different directions, we're going to get friction and the hair is going to get very matted and tangled. So two, the reason I explain this to you guys is if you're out there in the field and people are saying, oh gosh, I tried tape extensions and they were horrible. My client or my hair or my client's hair was just knotted and tangled. It was terrible. Well, chances are pretty high they weren't using 100% human Remy hair. So that's why I tell you guys what happens if it's not 100% human Remy hair. So that's what I wanted you to know. Also, they add length and volume instantly. They can enhance hair color without, don't pay attention to what Taylor's doing right now. I'll just keep talking. They can enhance hair color, add highlights without compromising the integrity of the client's hair, just adding the pops of color. The application time is quick with no heat required. The only tools required, as Taylor will show you, are your hands and a rat tail comb and some clips. We're made with medical grade adhesive. She's going to go into more detail why that's important and the Halo Pro difference when it comes to the tape on our extensions. It's one of the best, if not the best in the market right now. Once applied, they're virtually undetectable, incredibly gorgeous, super comfortable. The myth that extensions are painful is just that, a myth. The key is if they're installed correctly, removed correctly, and maintained correctly, they're super comfortable. There should never be a minute that even when they're first installed, that the client is uncomfortable. We have several different colors. We have 19 what we call original colors, and then 6 of our balayage blends. Now, we're known out there for our balayage blends. They're really beautiful, really well done. You'll be able to see that with your color ring that we'll go over later. Again, 100% human Remy hair. And we have 3 lengths available, 14, 18, and 22. So Taylor now is going to go over the cost and pricing, the profit potential for you and your stylist. But before we go there, I don't know, Pete, is this a good time to ask if anyone has any questions?
They should be, just like the last group, texting me. So,
Okay.
so far, I have not received any questions. This is a little bit smarter group than the last group. I had all the dummies from the start.
I won't say, yeah, smarter, and maybe we're a little, on our second round, we're doing a little better.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. All right, go get them. Trust me, I'll butt in when I got questions.
All right, just wanted to check.
Perfect.
Thanks.
So I will go ahead and move forward. So this client pricing is something that you could discuss with your stylist out in the field. This is just suggested pricing. So I'll go over each tape pricing here in just a moment. But for now, the 14-inch original tape is $59 a pack. So an average amount that somebody would install is about 4 packs. So the cost as a stylist for 4 packs of 14-inch original tape extensions is $236. Suggest that they just double the cost of the tapes. That is their fee for their installation, labor, and service. So the total for that client would be $472. Now,
how long does it take you to put those 4 packs?
Well, that's not very fair. You know, it could take me about 40 minutes.
Okay.
But for somebody averagely in the salon, it should take about an hour and 15 minutes. So an hour and 15 minutes to install a full head of hair with a cut and blend plus a style. Should be about an hour and 15 minutes. Okay. So it really is truly very quick. And like Anita said, the comparison to a color application, processing time, style, blowout, and wash, there's a huge difference in the amount of money you're going to make in that time. Now, it's also necessary that they come back to you for a reapplication, meaning it is a permanent extension, so they'll come back to you for the removal, retab, and reapplication. So the cost for a stylist would be about $24, $12 for the replacement tapes, which are necessary, and the $12 for the alcohol-based remover. And the total for the client, your stylist will charge anywhere between $50 and $100 per 5 sandwiches of hair. So we sell these in packs of 10, which are 5 sandwiches, and I'll get into that in a moment. So for your client to come in or, you know, for their reapplication, it will be $200 to $400 for that service. Any partial applications, which would be haircut corrections or pops of color, for anything less than 5 sandwiches, which is a full pack of hair, would be on a per sandwich basis. So if the cost is $15, again, you double that fee. So same formula for that pricing, and the total for a client for the sandwich would be $30. Perfect. Now, this is where this is going to help you guys out in the field, you know, talking to maybe somebody who's never done extensions before and just how much they can earn with even adding 1 client a month. And these numbers are based off 4 packs of 14-inch extensions and matching that cost of hair for that initial appointment. So 1 client a month for this, say, brand new stylist who's never done any type of extension before could bring in an additional $3,500 a year. Add in 2 clients a month, which is completely doable, is an extra $7,000 a year. If you have someone who's highly motivated and, you know, super excited about the potential and all the money they could make, 1 client a week could give them an extra $13,608 a year. That's a substantial amount for a hairdresser behind the chair.
Yeah, guys, we were talking on the last meeting that the biggest potential in hair extensions are the 95% of all hairdressers that still aren't utilizing this service. And for us, bringing in this beautiful kit and showing off the full 12 inches of hair that you have, which is true Halo Pro hair, it's going to really ignite people to ask you, okay, I want to learn more about extensions. And you come back and say, gosh, well, you know, if you only got 1 client a week, you could increase your earnings over $13,000. Let me show you how. So focus on this. It's super, super powerful for getting new users into extensions. With, you know, when you look at these numbers and some of the things the ladies are going to tell you here in the next few minutes. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. All right, so the pricing for the tape-in. So there are going to be a difference in price for length and also between the original and balayage. Now, balayage is the blended extension, and the original may not just be a solid color from the top of the web down, but it could be our dimensional highlight, low light colors as well. So we do offer 14, 18, and 22. I have the grams per weft. So the 14-inch original is 1.9 grams per weft. And that's $59 for a pack of 10, which is, again, 5 sandwiches. 18-inch original is 2.5 grams per weft, and it's $79 a pack. 22-inch original is 3 grams a weft, and it's $99 per pack of 10. Now, the balayage blends are more customized colors, so they are a little more expensive. 14-inch balayage blend is $63. The 18-inch balayage blend is $83, and the 22-inch balayage blend is $103 per pack of 10. Now, I also want to just touch on the 10 wefts per pack or the 5 sandwiches. That's going to be different than, you know, maybe people are used to, because the norm is possibly to be in a pack of 20 or 10 sandwiches. For me, I feel I'm too committed to one color, and I like that I can create more dimensional, realistic blends, and it's more customizing. So it will set you apart from another hairstylist, because, you know, essentially, you know, you just have so many more options. When I get up here in just a minute to do my installation, I have 8 packs of hair in, and I have 6 different colors. So it looks completely real. Not one blonde is a solid blonde unless you're platinum. So it really is seamless. So the best extensions are always the ones you can never see. Our tape extensions are made with that 100% Remy human hair, which is very important for you guys out there in the field. Last up to 4 to 8 weeks before you need that move up. You can reapply the hair up to 3 times after you do your first installation. Non-slip medical grade adhesive, and I will touch on that again here momentarily, but our non-slip medical grade adhesive is also leaves very, very little or virtually no residue, which is a huge deal. It's really built for speed behind the chair. Heat safe up to 360 degrees. Color safe as well. If they do have to customize that color, you can deposit down only. 10 wefts per pack, 5 sandwiches for creating those custom blends. And if you want to suggest how much you need or a stylist would need for a full head of hair, it'd be 3 to 6 packs. All right, I will go ahead and try to figure this out again. All right, so I'm going to go over just how easy it is to do that installation. So all of the tools that you need are your rat tail comb and a clip. That's all you need. So I will get my Halo Pro hair prepared. There is always a paper backing. So you do have to remove that to expose your medical grade adhesive here. Perfect. Now the trick to any great installation is going to be how clean your sectioning is. So I am going to take my rat tail comb and take a thin veil of hair that's just slightly smaller than the actual weft. When I have a nice clean section, I bring it up to 180 degrees. You want to make sure that you're not touching the tab with your actual fingers for the transfer of oils. You take your tape extension, placing it directly underneath that natural section of hair. Make sure that you drag it down about 1/8 of an inch. With tension, bring down that natural hair. Smooth out any bubbles with your rat tail comb. We are creating a sandwich, so I'll take my second Halo Pro tape extension, now sticky side down, placing it directly on top, even from corner to corner. Now, I don't need any heat at this time, so I will just take my fingers very firmly from the center out towards the edges, smoothing that together. And that's it. That's how easy it is to install this. I'll also show you while we're here how easy it is to remove it. So I do have my alcohol-based Halo Pro remover. So it's not acetone or anything like that. Now I do want to get my remover in between the 2 tapes. A few sprays will do the trick. I will get in between my 2 tapes with my rat tail comb or my fingernail, peeling back. Just like that. Now what's great is I'm going to go ahead and comb through, and I can also feel it just feels like alcohol, the remover, but there's no residue left in the comb either, which is a really big deal. Any questions on the removal or the installation? All right, so some key points of this installation is that you will install on clean, clarified, dry hair, and also flat iron, so it's easier to work on a flat canvas. You're always going to set a 1 to 1.5 inch perimeter around the entire hairline to ensure that your client can wear their hair up. Now, you want to make sure every section has a clean parting to avoid the crosshairs. Now, crosshairs are hairs that come from another section that don't belong there. And extensions are meant to extend the natural hair from where it wants to live. You will always use a bricklaying pattern. So if you can see in those photos, I have one in the nape in the first row. My second row will have 2, making sure there's space in between my tapes as well as my rows. Now for the removal, I did show you how simple it is to remove, but there's also a method on how to keep track of your rows, because once you do your installation, you will have a custom cut and blend. So when we remove the extensions, we remove them opposite of how we install them. So if we install from the nape up, we will remove from the crown down. You will remove from the crown, placing your first extension on the bottom row on the left-hand side. It's basically a map of your client's head. You're gonna know exactly where those sandwiches came from, so you can install them back in the same place. This is a kind of a huge deal because your clients won't lose length because you'll know exactly where they came from. You'll follow that placement guide, which is also laminated, so your tape extensions will sit right directly on that. And you'll work your crown row by row, 1 sandwich at a time, all the way down to the nape. Now, once the hair is on that placement guide, you will need to prep that hair to be reinstalled. So you can see the replacement tapes over on the left-hand side. You will replace that tape, put it on top of the tape extension, removing the old tape first and preparing the hair to get back installed. Any questions on that? Sounds like this is just an easy group.
It is. Good.
Perfect. All right, so for maintenance, this is advice that your stylist will give their clients. For the first 24 to 48 hours, it's not recommended to put in a ponytail or over direct the tabs. You don't want to create unnecessary tension at the base. We want to make sure we are always thinking about the integrity of the client's natural hair. Not washing, coloring, or wetting the extensions within the first 48 hours. It is necessary for the tapes that are being sandwiched together to adhere to one another. Do not go to bed with wet hair or wet extensions. Always dry and put the extensions into a braid or ponytail to avoid tangling while you sleep. And gently brushing out your hair throughout the day with our Halo Pro extension brush from the ends up towards the scalp. So that's kind of long hair rules.
Hey, the question was, and I know the answer from the last one, but do those client sheets come in the intro kit?
Yes, they do. So I hope that these sales reps do have their intro kits, but they do come in your starter kits. Basically, everything in that starter kit is for someone to get started with their business behind the chair, from their color swatch to their placement guide for their first client.
Okay.
All right, I'll continue with the maintenance. So these extensions will cater to really any lifestyle. You can exercise and swim, but you will take care of the hair the same way we would our natural after you swim. So shampooing immediately if there's chlorine or even salt water. Do not use alcohol-based products, as 1, they can dry out the extensions, and 2, that is our ingredient in our remover. And it's never recommended to color the extensions at home or even try to remove them yourself. It is a service that needs to be done in the salon. And your stylist will schedule an appointment for that client every 4 to 8 weeks to get them reapplied.
And I'll talk and add on to the products for the maintenance as well, because this can be another sales tool for you guys, is that we always suggest that the stylist put together a take-home maintenance kit for their client. And that kit should include the Halo Pro extension brush, as it's very important to brush your extensions 2 to 3 times a day. Sulfate, whatever your favorite or their favorite sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. A serum to be used from mid-shaft to ends, a heat protector, and possibly a dry shampoo, but at the least the brush, the shampoo, conditioner, and a heat protector. So that's a great way for you guys to get additional sales of wet goods and products too. So work with your favorite line. We don't have a brand, so it's, you know, whatever your favorite is, as long as it's sulfate free, that's fantastic. And it's also, the stylist can either charge for that in the initial price of the look, or they can give their clients, since this is such a high-end ticket price, they can actually give their clients that to ensure that they are going home with the correct product. So it's just another way, an avenue for you guys to hopefully get some retail sales in there as well.
Beautiful.
Perfect. All right, so this will also help you guys in the field when you're talking to your stylist. This is going to help them grow their business. I mean, in many ways I can't even express. One, it's going to help them create more dynamic content for their Instagram, which is going to help their business tremendously. They can get potential clients from existing clientele by just simply displaying that coloring on their station or mirror. Now, with that being said, if you guys have opened your starter kits and felt that hair and that color swatch, I mean, you already know that hair feels amazing. So with that being said, they can also offer their clients free consultations to get them excited about it.
Let me just jump in, Taylor, because I forgot how excited I am about that coloring.
Yeah.
First of all, you guys need to understand, if you haven't felt it, you need to right away, and make sure your stylists do. That's their biggest selling tool in the salon. It's also your biggest selling tool walking into the salon. It is the nicest color swatch ring in the field today in the industry. I'm almost 110% positive. It's really great. It has 2 wefts of 100% human Remy hair. That is the Halo Pro hair, and it feels amazing. It's the hair is 12 inches long. Most swatches you're going to see are human hair, but it's not Remy. They don't have two swatches. They don't have 12 inches. They might be 2 or 3 inches. Let me just tell you, that's your biggest selling tool right there. If they feel the hair, see all the colors, you're in. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood what a great expense that is, but what a great selling tool it is for you and your stylist.
Perfect. And she's definitely right on the money there, because your stylist will be able to see the blends more true and be able to just nail those color matches. Like I said before, the best extensions are the ones you cannot see, because we've all seen bad extensions.
Hey, we talked about what you have in your hair, though, and you were saying you have like just 6 different colors.
Yeah, 6 different colors, 8 different packs. My hair is very short. After we finish going through this PowerPoint, I can, get it on the video, let you guys see, and show you guys how short my hair is.
Wow.
Yeah, my hair is very short and I have a lot of it. So I needed a lot to visually extend my new weight line. And now with that being said, if I didn't wear this hair, I wouldn't be able to grow my business either. So it is recommended for that stylist to wear the extensions, but it's not always about that mermaid hair. Let's be realistic. And not everybody wants long hair. We can create, extended A-lines, do haircut corrections, add highlights and lowlights without using any chemicals. You can add pops of color for maybe Breast Cancer Awareness Month or whatever their favorite football team is. And if they had those available and custom colored, maybe out on their, front counter, maybe I go into that salon and I didn't know I wanted pink hair, but I definitely left wearing that sandwich. So it's very easy to install for a few pops of colors. Quick and easy add-on sales. And having a lookbook with before and after samples. So I will go into a few transformations here. Now this transformation was, actually all of these transformations were done within under an hour. This first one is with 5 packs of the Halo Pro 18-inch tapes in balayage 1424. Adding volume and length with 4 packs of 18-inch original number 1424 and the number 60 are Violet Platinum. 3 packs of tapes here, and I just love seeing these before and afters because you can see a huge difference. Like, she is so beautiful but lacking a little bit of confidence in that before photo, and just shines in her after photo with just 3 packs of tapes in the 14-inch original 622. Here's 6 packs of the 22-inch in the original 427 as well as the balayage 427. I like to do a balayage and original blend quite often, actually. Remember, we create sandwiches, so maybe around someone's perimeter, I do a balayage underneath and do an original on the top. So that way, when somebody wears their hair up, it's truly a seamless blend from the moment they wear it up as well. 4 packs of tapes in the 18-inch, original 116, which is our ashiest blonde, and the 112, a nice warm blonde. 6 packs of tapes, the 22-inch balayage 622. 5 packs of tape for this. She is straight number 60, so I really like seeing this in the 18-inch. And this is, Anita and I agree, our favorite photo. The 22-inch in the original 112 and a 1424. So she is wearing 5 packs of that, and she's just absolutely gorgeous. Now, do you want to touch on the education and class or train the trainer again here, Pete?
Yeah, let's do that. Right now, guys, this is a brand new line. There are no educators today except for Taylor, who lives in California. So what our strategy is going to be, in fact, next Monday, we're starting it, and we're going to do one full day of Train the Trainer on a Sunday. It's a full day, 9 o'clock to like 6 p.m. And that's where you guys would each come up with, now this is in North Carolina. I'm not saying you guys are going to do it, but we'll come up with a date or two in February, March, where we can get Taylor to come in, and she actually will train your particular choices for trainer. Each one of you definitely needs to try to find a trainer in your area. And they would go up to where we're doing this and spend the full day. And then what we'll have is a regular class, a certification class that morning in that marketplace. And the certification class can be, what, 10 to 20 people, you think, Taylor?
Yeah, there definitely has to be that minimum of 10 people just
Right.
to get with it.
And then our new educators will stay and work with, first of all, witness what Taylor does in the class and start the process of working with customers. And then we'll get a really good idea if they will be a good educator, or, you know, if they should be a real educator and all. The worst they do is they become very good clients. What were you guys talking about? You do a vetting of
Right.
How does that work again?
Well, we'll send out the particulars, but just at a glance, it would be, you know, if you send us their name and contact information, we reach out to them. We have an initial conversation about, you know, their interest in education, what really it is. And then we ask from them to submit to us a resume and a 3-minute video just talking about their favorite thing, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be anything about extensions. We just want to see their comfort in front of a camera, how they speak, how they talk. Then we have another conversation, see if they can come to the training, and then do a very full training. There's lots of presentations, and then follow-up assignments after as well. And then we all decide if they're ready to go, what the next steps are, that kind of a thing. So, but if you give us the names of the people, then we can do the initial vetting even before they get sent to the training.
Yep. So you guys can actually start that process now if you'd like.
Right.
Absolutely.
And these certification classes, guys, they're not that long. It's 2 hours. You know, we're not recreating the wheel here, but it's 2 hours of intense education. They'll work on a mannequin head. We will bring mannequin heads for them to work on, but they will not get to keep them. We'll continue utilizing those mannequin heads, or they can bring their own mannequin head, which would be the smart thing, so they can, you know, work on it, bring it home, see what their work is, keep playing with it. You know, we use synthetic hair during the certification class, just because for cost purposes, you don't want to have to use regular hair at heavy cost. And the cost for the class is $125, but they get the introductory kit, which we're actually selling for $125. So basically, it's a free class if you commit to Halo Pro. And they'll have their swatch ring ready to go. They'll have all the instructions. They'll have the brush, everything they need to get going as a Halo Pro certified stylist. So really, really good program. And like I said, we'll start throwing dates out for our various regions. I would guess we would need 3 of them in, say, the first quarter or so. Orlando, Tampa, Miami. And we're hoping to do with each one of those an educator training, or at least the Orlando one will get as many educators as we can in. There's got to be a limit to how many educators you can train, correct, Taylor?
We're going to send out all that. We're going to outline all this and send it to
Okay.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyhow, hopefully that answered most of your questions. Did anybody else have a question on that cost? Yeah, I just said that, Dennis. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, perfect. So this is going to be that starter kit, which each of you should also have as well. So the starter kit comes with the Halo Pro brush, comb and clips, as well as the alcohol base remover. The replacement is quicker enough for, you know, 3, really 1 or 2 clients there. Placement guide, as well as the tape and application guide. So it's everything I teach in my certification class in a booklet form. Now, the most important part of that starter kit is their professional color ring. And when I say that I've seen some really bad color rings, yeah, that's pretty true. It's been hard to color match. They're just not the same. And I absolutely love that extension swatch. It's just amazing. Having 2 actual pieces of tape makes a huge difference. Other than that, I think we're good. Do you guys have any other questions for us?
I'm waiting for the ding-a-ling. I'm trying to think of any questions from the last time were, as you know, we are stocking at this point the 18-inch. We're fully stocked. There's no back orders or anything. Josh has got a good supply in. So that is by and far the most popular size. And so, we will be bringing in the other sizes as we get a good grasp on where Halo Pro is going to go. But, so we're stocking that. We can special order the 22-inch or the 14-inch. Do the same thing as we do before with Kristen. She's kind of the head point on that. Let's talk again on the confusion a little bit of what was Halo Couture, or what is Halo Couture versus Halo Pro. We see the wire, Halo thing out there. Why aren't these companies together? And give us a little background on that, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Halo Couture, we are known for the halo-shaped extension. So it is a miracle wire that sits on a weft. It's just placed on the head. The natural hair is brought right over it. Now, that is a business that's just set up to go direct to stylists, and it would be harder for the distributors to carry every color, every length, everything. So with that being said, that's just our sister company. So we created Halo Pro for the stylist to be through independent distribution. Now, independent distribution is pretty awesome. You guys have a relationship that you can build with your stylist, which to me, being a stylist as well, is really important. Now with Halo Pro, we do offer that 14, 18, and 22 inch extension, which are the lengths that stylists want behind the chair. So we did a lot of research and development in creating the lengths and bringing on these colors. But with that being said, we were able to take some of the most popular balayage blends from Halo Couture in those original shaped halos and bring them over for the Halo Pro as well.
Okay. I had somebody talking about locator before. Are you guys planning on at some point having a salon locator once we get people educated and all that for Halo Pro? Or is that
maybe in the future, but not at this time.
okay? Yeah, I mean, there's just not enough market yet for it. I get it. It's a pain in the ass. I know it's to keep them up. Any other questions out there? We probably have enough people that if you want to just unmute yourself, you can ask it.
Yeah, you guys can do that. And then I also promised to show you how short my hair is. Well, here's how long it is. And then here's how short it is. You see that?
Yeah.
It's really short.
The diva.
It's a lot of work, okay?
What are the different colors that you have in your?
Oh man, I'll grab them out of the color frame. Let's see. I know I have a 116, a 112, a 1424, a 613, quite a bit. And I also have the balayage 60. So I have 5 different colors in.
Wow.
The more your stylists use the blending and their creativity, just like color, that's also the more they ensure, just like when you do specialized color, that client loyalty beyond. They're not going to be able to go down the street and another stylist figure out what went on. And it's going to endear them to them. So, I mean, it's like I say, just like color, be creative, make it look fantastic. Use as many colors as you can. You know, there's only 5 sandwiches per pack. So it's wide open for creativity.
Guys, I was telling the last group, I was on the conference call with the Birmingham guys 2 weeks ago, and I noted right out of the gates, Larry, gosh, I can't even think of his last name. My brain's dead, but another Larry about the same as our Larry who wanders around aimlessly, but he had sold six intro packs in the first week at $125. So I was going to call him out and say, Larry Wright. I said, Larry, what the hell did you do different? What's your pitch? You must really be great at hair extensions. And his honest answer was he really never sold any hair extensions. All I did is bring the kid in, take the hair out, and said, hey, come and feel this. And it just starts up a conversation. You don't have to even get that technical. You can talk about the advantages of their particular tape and all the different advantages. Obviously, it's how wonderful the hair feels. So, they've spent a shitload of money, guys, giving us kits and making this thing happen. And I have a feeling we are going to kick butt with it. But it's a matter of now you got the relationships, get the ring out, wear it on your belt buckle if you want to do like my son does. Now, I think it's because he likes to have the girls play with his leg when he walks in, but whatever it takes to start creating that excitement and get the ball rolling with Halo Pro.
I
Now,
have a question.
mhm.
Yeah,
Is the swatch ring the actual hair?
1,000%. So it is actually the Halo Pro hair. It's just 12 inches.
Okay.
So that's why it's like just a huge deal for this
Yeah.
to get this in the stylist's hands.
Yeah, no one does that.
Yeah.
It's really expensive, like Pete said. It's really expensive to do that.
Because
So-
a lot of my stylists didn't think it was the real hair.
Oh yeah, it is for sure. So this is not. Most other swatches are part synthetic.
Or just human and not
Yeah,
Remy, which
yeah.
makes a difference in the field.
Absolutely.
Go over that one more time. Again, I made you the last class too. It's, guys, we've been wandering around thinking Remy hair was meaning it's human, which it is. But more importantly, Remy hair is.
Yeah, so Remy can just be thrown out there and it could mean that, well, the cuticle's going in, you don't know what direction, but what Remy means is the cuticle's all drawn in the same direction. Because imagine if it wasn't all drawn the same direction and you had two cuticles going opposite of one another. What would happen? It creates those mats and tangles. So that's going to be a big difference with our hair than any other brand.
Okay. I had a question on the cost between Couture versus Halo Pro, but those are really totally different categories. It's not even the same.
One is temporary and then these are taped. So they're completely different.
I mean, I don't know. What is the cost of a Halo Couture, a wire, fall thing?
I mean, that just depends on length and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty expensive.
Those are expensive, yeah. Okay. Because obviously when we went out with our magazine and it said Halo Pro, our customer, oh yeah, I know Halo, but then you get in there, they're using Halo Couture. So we just need to make sure we know the differences and everything.
Absolutely. And that, one's temporary, one's permanent. So keep in mind that the permanent differences, with the Halo Pro tapes are the 100% Remy human hair, the actual tape itself is, it really leaves 0 to no residue. So these extensions are built for speed in the installation as well as the reapplication. The coloring itself is a big deal. For anybody to successfully color match, to be able to see, let me just show you the most popular balayage, a 116 balayage. You can see the blend. That's a big deal. You're able to color match more successfully.
Taylor, go over real quick when you have a new client come in, or let's say you were going to, they have fine hair or something and they see your hair and you're just doing a haircut on them and they ask about extensions. Go over what you do with that client.
Yeah, so what that looks like is I am not there to push anything on anybody. I'm just there to educate them and give them a solution. So essentially, if my client, I'm always listening for what they're not liking, right? If my client doesn't like that she has fine hair and it's not as full as she wants, or it's not as long as she wants, well, guess what? I have a solution. So for this scenario of my client that I'm cutting her hair and it's really fine and fragile, well, I just simply suggest, I let her feel this first because that's going to be super helpful. And then I just let her know, have you ever worn extensions before? I just get the conversation rolling. And I don't scare her. I just say, how would you feel if maybe we did one pack in your hair? We gave you some fullness that you're looking for, and it's not going to be overwhelming. Literally 9 times out of 10, she'll want more hair. She will never stop wearing them, and she will continue to come back every 4 weeks.
And then let's say she says, okay, I'm all in.
Yeah, and she wants to do it then and there, right?
Right.
Well, I just let her know that this is it's, one, it's just a completely different lifestyle. And, it's not just a quick and simple fix. She's gone that long with fine, thin hair. Not that, that really matters, but I just let her know, hey, of course we can do this. Let's go ahead and get your color match done and allow some time for the hair to get to me. The reason we don't carry stock is for this bad boy right here. This is our in-stock hair, if you will. You have this on hand. You're able to color match and order that hair. And I say it's professional to give a week. So have them come back in a week. And I tell you, I've never not had somebody show up for that second appointment.
Because
long hair is amazing.
No,
They changed their
Took the
lives.
deposit.
And I took their
no, you took a deposit. That's
no,
what,
I'm gonna let them go out and pay for it. No, you never want to allow that client to leave without paying the deposit. So when I was going over pricing, that cost of hair is what I call a deposit. And I never discuss how many packs or what I use. I just say, hey, the look you want is going to be $300 and I'm gonna need $150 deposit to book you in a week. And that's all I say. I leave it short and simple. Get that deposit. She has no idea that I'm ordering hair, but she doesn't need to.
right.
I don't recommend that anybody disclose that just because I wouldn't, you wouldn't want your client to know you pay $20 for a tub of bleach, but charge them $200 for a highlight.
Yep. That's smart. I just I like that method. And I'm sure some of our stylists do that with our other product line, but I just think that that's a great way because the biggest bitch is always, they want it right away and it comes in and it's not the right color. There's all kinds of crap that can happen. When you give that week notice and you've got a deposit, everybody's serious about it, and it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. And as a hairstylist, I can manage my clients' expectations. And, yes, I'm doing this because I want to help change your life, but I don't want to drown myself in people being disappointed that it didn't get there in time or the wrong length or color came or, anything can happen and people are human.
Yep. Okay, I think that is it on the questions that I have. And so what we need to do is you kind of look into your crystal ball for next year so we can get started. I mean, really, it's gonna take a lot of groundswell work to get this thing really rocking. Obviously, we've got a lot of current clients with other brands that we will be swapping them out, but to get more base root halo, we need the educational stuff going. And so if you can give us a couple of dates when you can come in, again, I do an all-day Sunday training and then a couple of classes on the Monday. I think that works nice, if you think it does. What else? I had a couple of people ask if they could have your phone number. I don't know if you really want to do that or not and get bugged, but
Yeah, they can take my email down. So my email is my first name. So Taylor, Taylor, at haloprofessional.com.
okay. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, just because I can manage that a lot easier.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, especially with the time change.
Yeah. Well, you were up early this morning. Oh no, that's right. You're on the East Coast, right? When you sent me a message at like 7 something this morning, I'm like, all right, she's really up at 4 o'clock.
Well, I would have been up either way, whether I was, but I just wanted to make sure everything worked on this Zoom meeting.
Yeah. Well, it worked out beautifully. We appreciate it. Anita, thank you so much too.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
And the mystery woman, they keep her in a closet and
she'll show you her hair.
All right. Thanks everybody.
All right.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right.